Good morning. Apologize for the tardiness. Coming in with me is Crystal Dixon. This is the mother, teenagers, and 8 kids that were at the Fairfield Aquatic Center. This is Maya Dixon, her sister. She was also there. This is their father, standing with them. I have some narratives that I would like for everybody to receive, and I'm not sure how many are here that will need this. Can I get a quick count in fairness to make sure I have one for everybody? I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. If you would, here's 5. How many do you have? 4. That's good. 9 exactly. If you pass those out, and we'll get started. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Bishop Bobby Hilton, president of the Greater Cincinnati chapter of the National Action Network. This family had an event that occurred at the Fairfield Aquatic Center on last Tuesday, June 9th, 2015. This incident made national news. They had family that lives out of town, and some of their family from New York asked them to get in touch with me. They contacted me on Friday. We met. That's when I got involved. They showed me video, which you're going to see today. They showed me video, and I listened to news reports, and the news reports were nowhere near reflective of the video that I was seeing. We have a board over here of some still shots of some of the incident, but I just don't see how we could get something so wrong when individuals know that things are being recorded. I want to say also that it really disturbs me that I'm here in this position today, because I never want to be recognized or known as one that stands against police officers. I do my best to honor law enforcement as much as I possibly can. And when I find that there is a controversy, or there's a difference between the truth and what individuals are saying, I must stand on the side of truth, no matter where that truth is. And it is my hope that individuals that would dare to tell lies or bring embarrassment or shame on such an honorable profession as law enforcement should simply find something else to do and stop bringing dishonor to so many who do a grand job of serving the public. I would like to get the video rolling. And let me ask you, is it okay if we cut the lights up here so you can see the video well? Would that be okay? Okay. You guys can come in here so you can see this. I'm gonna sit here. That way I won't be in your way and I can see what's going on. Will you be making this video available on any other way? This video in its entirety will be sent to each one of you that desires it. If we, at the end, I will ask you for your email address. We will take it and we will send it to you in its entirety. Okay? You're gonna get everything I have. All right? Let me begin with this narrative. This is what is written down. Tuesday, June 9th, 2015, Crystal Dixon took her children, some nieces and nephews, a total of 8 kids, to Fairfield Aquatic Center at approximately 3 p.m. The family has enjoyed this activity for years. Do I need to bring some mics over here? Am I messing up sitting here? Are we okay? And we're streaming live, are we okay?
Well, if you could talk on the podium, that would help us.
Okay, I can't see. That's the only reason I got to. Okay, well let me do the best I can. Let me do the best. I'll come back. I'll come back. There's got a lot of things here. I'll come back. Okay, all right. Again, Tuesday, June 9, 2015, Crystal Dixon took her children, some nieces and nephews, a total of 8 kids, to Fairfield Aquatic Center at approximately 3 p.m. The family has enjoyed this activity for years. Crystal paid $6 each for the kids to get in and left to pick up her sister. Crystal was coming right back. She and her sister were also going to spend the afternoon at the pool. The kids went in. 3 of the kids started swimming. One of Crystal's nephews, dressed in red, was stopped and told he could not be there because he did not have proper attire on. 5 of the kids were still with him. The nephew and Crystal's daughter called Crystal, telling her they were told they had to leave and were to get off of the property. Crystal told the kids she was coming right back and had his swimming trunks with her. I've heard media reports that they were not in proper attire. It was only one young man that did not have his swimming trunks. Crystal returned in 10 to 15 minutes from when she received a call. The kids were off of the property as they had been demanded. Crystal went in to see what was going on. The kids followed her into the facility. Crystal was told the young man did not have on proper attire, but he got in the pool anyhow. Crystal looks at the young man, and there is not a drop of water on him. Staff told her someone must have made a mistake, but the kids were still ordered to leave because of how they acted when one kid was told he did not have proper attire. Now the video will begin.
She gave him to him. She said, look what I found. They didn't swim. And they haven't been able to go out. I know. So that means take their money to the what I can't give you your money back. And I can't.
Now what has happened here? Crystal's coming in. She sees what's going on. I just want to pause it. Why won't this thing pause? Somebody help me.
Yep.
Pause it for me. All right. Do you need to put it on stop? Stop it for a moment. I'm going to need to make a few points. All right. All right. Crystal has gone in, and I want you to notice that she's not screaming, she's not hollering, she's not cursing. She's just been alerted to what's going on, and she asked the lady there at the desk, and you can hear, well, can I get the money back? They weren't here that long. And the lady responded. She said, I can't give you your money back, okay? And Crystal said, well, okay. Crystal said, well, I'm just going to leave. So what Crystal was doing is she's proceeding to go back and get the other kids who are already swimming. And what you're going to see when we turn this back on, as she goes around to get the other kids to go back, and a police officer is standing there, and the police officer will attempt to grab Crystal by the arm, and Crystal's going to say, don't touch me. And at that point, the other kids are going to run back there where she is, okay? You're going to see all of this. And when they get out there, you're going to see a ranger, and let me let you look at this. Okay, I hate that I can't pause this. I want to make sure we get what's going on here.
What did she just say? What'd you say? Oh. Hurry up. Hey.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm going to arrest you. You're not leaving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm waiting for you.
Did you hear the ranger down saying he's got his handcuffs out? One of the kids said, what are you going to do with that? He said, I'm going to arrest you if you don't go. Crystal's daughter says, I'm waiting on my mom. It is very important that we notice that this whole first segment of video is 1 minute and about 40 seconds. All this happened in about 1 minute and 40 seconds. And that's very important because within 1 minute and 40 seconds, Crystal asks about the money, is going back to get the kids. The officer tries to grab her. She goes back to retrieve the kids. And in 1 minute and 40 seconds, Crystal has turned around. She's going to be heading back out, and the officer's going to ask her for ID. She has no swimming attire. She said, I don't have any ID. And then he's going to grab her by the arm and said, I told you to leave. Okay? And that's what's going to escalate what's going on. When the kids begins to see this officer grabbing her, the other kids are going to say, get off my mom. She's on her way out now.
What's your name?
Elena, come on. Don't touch my mom.
Don't touch my mom. I didn't touch you. Don't touch me. Get off.
Get off of her.
What's the crime? Get off.
I asked you to go.
Get off. Okay, Mom.
Okay, now what we've done, we've kind of merged these videos, merged the video. At the end of that, again, that was about 1 minute and 40 seconds. I asked you to go. You refused to go. In a minute, she was headed back out. All he had to do was allow them to leave. Now he's grabbing her, and now the other kids are saying, get off my mom, get off my mom. The guy in the black you're seeing right here is the guy that they're saying was assaulting a police officer, okay? I want you to see if you see him assaulting a police officer. Another officer is going to come up for a moment, is going to be seeming to assist with this young man, and then he's going to turn away from the young man because the Rangers got him, and he's going to go, that officer is going to go and grab the 12-year-old. You're going to see him grab this 12-year-old. They said the 12-year-old was assaulting somebody and resisting arrest. He's going to grab this 12-year-old by the neck, slam her up against a police car, and this young lady, 12-year-old, sustained multiple injuries. I want you to take a good look at this. I want you to notice that stranger up there with no shirt on, grabbing one of the kids. What is he doing assaulting that young man? The police got this, but they do nothing about him up there now assaulting that 15-year-old. They do nothing about it. They allow it to happen, okay? They allow it to happen. And the police said on yesterday, well, the stranger came up to help the cops because the kid was assaulting a cop. I want you to look at this video real closely and see if you see one time this kid assaulting a cop.
What is he doing?
The young girl you see on the ground, she was videotaping. They sprayed her with pepper spray. And she was videotaping. She wasn't touching anybody. Sprayed her with pepper spray, and it was so severe that there's a picture over there of her laying in the hospital getting her eyes wrenched out. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
It just makes me want mad. I am.
Also, that's Maya holding on to the gate. Her sister, Maya, was determined, I'm staying right here next to my pregnant sister because they got Crystal up against the gate. So Maya's like, I'm staying right here with her. And you're going to hear her say, nobody's carrying that she's pregnant by the risk. By the way, this is a high-risk pregnancy because Maya has rods in her back. Rods in her back. Okay? So Maya's like, I'm not moving. I'm staying right here. Wherever she is, that's where I am. But they're prying her hands off the gate. You're going to see them put her on the ground. Let me just say this. Maya, you're going to see Maya saying, why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested? The female police officer doing the saying, you'll hear her clearly say, you're not being arrested. You're being detained. Isn't that something? We're almost at the end of the whole event, and the female officer says, you're not being arrested. You're being detained. But somehow, in the next few seconds, she's being arrested. For what? Holding the gate, trying to stand next to her sister.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we are. We have right. Get off the gate. You gotta have a right to be on the gate. Get off the gate. Sit. Sit down. It don't take three of y'all. Stop fighting. Why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested? Come on, get down. Get off her name. Being detained because you're making this whole thing harder than it needs to be. Don't relax. Just sit there and relax. My family. You guys don't care that she's pregnant. Just sit there. Nobody cares that she was pregnant. And my eyes burn. Listen, you're not breathing. And he punched my daughter. He punched my daughter too.
Just sit and relax.
Get off her name. He punched my 12-year-old daughter. Okay, but y'all need to go read it. You ain't got to come down.
Stay out of the way, please.
You two girls need to move. Go on.
Who's phone? Maya? From where? From where, Amaya?
Right over there against the wall.
Take him down by me. Take my son by me. I'm going to be able to see what you're doing. Stand him by me.
Stand by the wall. I'm not going to tell you again.
Stand by this wall. Yes, all kind of medical conditions.
You know, I'm explaining you what the problem is. Neither of you are listening to what we're saying, so we cannot help you.
No. We got rights.
The first thing that we do
On my fucking bruh.
listen to me. Blink your eyes. The more you blink, the more your water will come out.
You trying to get up with our head over like that. Oh my God. My bag.
In your mouth, out.
They're trying to get that stuff out her ass. Yo, watch your... No.
Is that the end? Is that the end? Okay, that's the end of what we had. Again, all of you will be sent the video in entirety. Actually, I wrote the narrative as breaking it up in 3 parts, because it's easy to send shorter parts. So you'll see that I'm breaking it up in 3 parts. This whole thing happened in about 5.5 minutes. The whole incident. I asked you to tell me where teenagers are jumping cops. Tell me where the teenagers are fighting the cops. The officer said the mother showed up and refused to make her kids leave. That's a lie. The mother showed up and was going to get the kids and was going to leave. The officer said the kids were fighting the police. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You got to help me out. Okay. I'm sorry. The officer said, a Fairfield police officer said, officers showed a lot of restraint. Where did the officer show a lot of restraint? Help me. They said the mother showed up and refused to make her kids leave. This mother was not out of control. She wasn't over there cursing and refusing to make her kids leave. She got there, understood that some kids were already in the water, and only went back to get those other kids and leave. She was prevented from leaving. Had that officer not grabbed her at that point, this incident would not have happened. Can police learn how to de-escalate instead of escalate situations? This angers me. The police officer said the kids were fighting the police. Did you see kids fighting the police? It's ridiculous. The officers report the majority of officers' actions were defensive until handcuffs were placed on individuals. Where did you see defensive officers' actions? I want you to look at the video. The kids were made to leave because of their behavior. Where did you see out of control kids? Parents and kids began pushing and punching officers. This bothers me. This bothers me. This bothers me. A 12-year-old, it says, this 12, oh, she's not here, but it says, my grandkids are in here crying, looking at this garbage. There's folk putting stuff all over media, some of your posts, calling this family names, low down names. We're sick of it. And you get a person like a Trayvon Martin, and all of a sudden he's some big animal trying to go against some Zimmerman. And now every black teenager is some scary boogapoo. I'm sick of it. That 12-year-old girl in the black swimming trunks, I want you to show me where she was assaulting someone and resisting arrest before she was grabbed around her neck and slammed up against that car. And she's arrested for resisting arrest and assault. I arrested a 12-year-old for assault. I do my best to stand with law enforcement. But if they're going to be nasty enough to put something out like this across the nation, I'm doggone going to stand with the truth. This angers me. It affects not only this family, it affects kids all over this county, all over the state, and all over this nation. And it needs to stop. And that's why we need community policing reform. That's why we need criminal justice reform. Part of the reason so many blacks are in jails because you got cops lying on them. It is time for it to stop. And if anybody dislikes me because I choose to stand wherever truth is, dislike me. I'm going to stand with the truth. And I repeat again, I'm not anti-cop. And I'll stand with them when all I can see is them standing in a truthful place. But if I see a problem, I promise you, I'm going to do my best to stand next to the truth. This family is represented by attorneys. They're doing court tomorrow morning at 8:30. I'll also be there. I challenge you. All of you will be sent all of this information, all of the video. Please tell me where the kids are acting so bad. Tell me where this mother who's pregnant is acting so horrible. They feed into this narrative that causes this to yet be a divided nation. And we have no business being divided by race. No business whatsoever. So the question comes, was this family treated like that because they're black? I don't know. But that's going to be a major question. Would a 12-year-old little girl have been grabbed around the neck and slammed up against a car and sustained multiple injuries? Would a 32-year-old white pregnant young lady be slammed up against a gate when in less than a minute and a half, all she's doing is getting the other kids and on her way out. But she's going to be grabbed and there were marks on her body. She had to be taken from that place by Life Squad. An ambulance had to come get her. 5 of them ended up in the hospital. It's absolutely horrible, despicable, and an embarrassment to law enforcement what we have witnessed. We have honorable ladies and men that work in law enforcement and do their best to uphold what law enforcement is all about. And I will stand right with those ladies and gentlemen that are doing and saying the right thing. But when they walk away from the truth, I will walk away from them. Why should my 11-year-old and 14-year-old and 15-year-old grandkids have to walk in a fear of what a police officer is going to do or say? Because unless there's a camera, whatever the police says is going to be believed. They need to understand that day is over. And maybe every individual that's locked up because of what these officers said, they need to be released because chances are they were lied on. And their lie can't be trusted. Their mouth can no longer be trusted. This should change the foundation of criminal justice. Because when officers have walked into a courtroom, their word has always been taken over and above a defendant's. But we have too many officers lying. Those officers knew these things were being videotaped, and they're still going to report to you such lies. Ladies and gentlemen, this bothers me. I'm saddened and I'm hurt. Clyde Bennett and Al Gernstein are representing this family. Because this is right now a criminal matter, they will not answer any questions. However, I will answer any questions I can. Are there any questions?
The chief indicated yesterday that it was behavior, not race, that's a factor here. Your comment.
Did you see any behavior that should have, please help me, maybe I'm missing something. Did you see this young lady out of control? She went back, I'm getting my other kids. Would any other mother just leave the place and leave the other kids there? What mother in her right mind would just leave the kids? And she didn't go back there and stay. I want you to look, use a time clock. Use your time clock and just time it out. It was less than a minute and 45 seconds from the time she was at the desk to the time that she was headed back out. Did you see a behavior that was out of control? I repeat, less than a minute, 45 seconds from the time she's at the desk to the time she's headed back out.
Have you seen the surveillance video from the pool cameras or the police cruisers?
I've seen some surveillance video from the pool camp, from the police video. I've seen that. It's not as good as this. I would ask any of you, have you requested the surveillance camera from Fairfield Aquatic Center? It has been made available. I would like to see it too. And please, let's compare it. Let's compare it. Let's see if we faked the video. Let's see if we staged it.
Can you talk about the next step? I realize a criminal issue is going to happen tomorrow, but is there any step with the civil, or do you anticipate anything like that?
I will allow you, I told you who the attorneys are, and I would prefer for you to put that question in front of the attorneys.
Now, I saw part of the surveillance video. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw part that aired. And in the surveillance video, you do see one of the young folks. Now, they're small. They're not as big as the officer, but you do see them like hitting the officer or pulling on the officer in that film. What's your reaction to that?
I need to see that. Let's see what's going on. Because you know what? I saw an area where there was a young, and I put in here, I did see one place where there was a young person, looked like they were going after the officer. It looked like it was a 7 or 8 year old little girl. And if that's not the one, and what was happening, that officer was holding a family member, and she was saying, let him go, let him go. These kids were terrified. This was a traumatic event. And maybe what you saw was another one of the teenagers said, let my mom go, let my cousin go. This was a traumatic event. Why were they even being held? And just please, if you see something that contradicts what we've shown you, let's talk. I promise you, I want to talk. Please tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong.
Have you shown this to the police department?
No, sir, I have not shown this to the police department. And by the way, let me add, because I saw in one report that the police department said they didn't know about injuries to the 12-year-old. Well, let me tell you, the family went to the police department to make a report, and they were told they could not make a report.
When did that happen?
What day was that? And you can just said, you tell me. When did y'all go? Okay, and they said you could make a report. Okay. They were told they went Friday to make a police report, and they were told that they couldn't make a police report. They had to speak to the Fairfield police chief. They left that place and came here to speak to me. And that's how we connected. So they couldn't connect with the police, and that's when they connected with me. Okay. Any other questions?
What were the injuries you were saying?
I won't go into that. All I'm going to say is she did sustain injuries. I won't go into any medical records or anything like that. I will tell you that she did sustain injuries. There were a total of 5 of them that did go to the hospital. I'll let you deal with the family attorneys regarding what those injuries were.
They've all been released now?
They've all been released, yes.
Do you plan to have any conversation with the police chief or police department?
I am willing to. I'm very bothered. I'm very bothered because it looks like these are some major inconsistencies here. It looks like these are some major lies. So if we can look, and for some reason, somebody thinks we can show somebody an apple and tell them it's a watermelon. Come on. Let's pull the video. Let's get the surveillance video. Let's get all of it. Let's look at it together. And I promise you, if you come back and say, Hilton, you missed this. Here they are beating up the cops. Here they are cussing them out. You missed this, Hilton. Please get it and bring it back. And I promise you, I'll have another press conference saying, you know what? I was duped. I was fooled. But I'm willing to speak to the police chief. Absolutely. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen?
There was a claim, I believe it was in the police report, that stated that at one point somebody in the group told a child to go get me my pepper spray out of the purse.
No.
Did that happen?
No, what happened, and it's on the video. It's on the video. When the mother's walking in, she hands her purse to one of the kids and tells them, hold my taser. She had a taser in her purse so that she wouldn't get in any trouble. So she wouldn't be accused of walking back there where the trouble was with a weapon. She said, keep my taser. So as she went back there where the police was, she goes back making sure she doesn't have any weapon on her. That you will see it, you will hear that on the opening of the video. She says, hold my taser. And she was giving them her purse. Because she did not want that on her in case something happened. She didn't want to be accused of carrying some type of weapon. Okay? Good question. Thank you.
Sir, it's been said that, just for the sake of argument, that, if they had just left when the people, asked you to, then this whole thing wouldn't have been necessary and nothing would have come of it. What is your response to that?
Sir, I ask you to please look at this mother, leave the desk. She didn't start cussing and arguing when they said, when you hear the attendant say, I can't give you your money back. And she says, well, I'm just going to leave. And she goes back to retrieve the other kids. In less than a minute and a half, she's on her way out of there. In less than 1 minute and 30 seconds from the time she walked inside the facility, she's on her way out of there. Sir, do you think that's a fair assessment if they would have only left What did they want? What were they expecting her to do? Put on skates and run? Or leave the kids? I think that's totally unfair. And again, you're going to have the video. Judge for yourself. Any other questions?
I'll ask the question again about behavior. The police say it was behavior and not race as a matter of fact in this case. Your response to that?
Again, Tom, I saw absolutely no behavior that should have escalated this event to where it went. If the mother, in that 1 minute, you time it, get the video, Tom, and time it out. 1 minute, less than 1 minute, 45 seconds, she was on her way out. 1 minute, 45 seconds. Let me say it again. 1 minute, 45 seconds. She's on her way out. No one's acting up. There's no behavior that's out of order. Please let me know if you see some behavior that's out of order in that 1 minute and 45 seconds. No behavior got out of order until that officer chose to grab her by her hand and say, I told you to leave. I guess without the kids. Oh, in 1 minute and 45 seconds, she was getting her kids. What behavior? Maybe I missed something. Did anybody see some behavior that could have prevented or should have stopped the officer from grabbing her and holding her so tightly that he left marks and scratches on her arm? You tell me, where's the behavior?
In your opinion, would you say you believe they complied with the police?
I absolutely believe she was complying with the police, because the police never did tell her to leave until she was out back there getting the kids. Again, keep this in mind. No staff from the facility asked her to leave. Remember, there's an issue with the little kids. No one asked the mother to leave. And please verify this. No staff member had asked the mother to leave. I don't know why the police officer all of a sudden can take some improper authority on that property to now ask the mother to leave. Where does he get the authority to ask her to leave when she was not acting up, she was not hurting anybody, and all she needed was 1 minute and 45 seconds to get her kids and get out of there? Again, the staff of the Fairfield Aquatic Center did not ask her to leave. But when the mother went back to get the other kids, in 1 minute and 45 seconds, he's grabbing her. He asked for ID. She's returning. She said, I don't have any ID. I mean, what do we have to do? What do we have to do? What do we as a people have to do to be respected? Yes, sir.
Who called the police?
The Aquatic Center called the police. That I can't answer, sir. I can't answer why they called the police. And let me say this, that the young man, and he's in the red. The young man that they're saying was acting up as in red, just to let you know as a reference point when you look at the video. He's in red, and keep this in mind. They said, well, when we told him he wasn't in proper attire, he jumped in the pool anyhow. One problem with that. They're standing there talking, and this young man doesn't have a drop of water on him. Not a drop of water on him anywhere. And so one of the staff said, oh, well, we must have been a mistake. But we didn't like how they acted when we told them they didn't have the right attire, so we told them to leave. They told them to leave and get off the property. When she returned, and she wasn't gone long, when she returned, they were off of the property. They came back on the property as they saw her pulling in and followed her into the facility.
What about the 911 audio? There was a recording of one of the employees at the pool who called in and said that they were videotaping and trying to make it look like it was racist, and it wasn't. They just weren't following our rules. And this girl was getting increasingly scared and starting to cry because she was afraid for her safety.
I heard that.
Response to that?
I heard that. And people will look at situations and walk away with their own conclusions. Would she have had the same conclusion if all of them had been white? I doubt it. I doubt it. Are there any other questions? Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that would like for me to email you the video, we will send it to you as soon as I can get back to my office and send it to you electronically. My assistant, Quentin, right there is going to hand you an iPad, a clipboard. If you would just put your email address on there, we will immediately send you the video. I'm sending you every piece of video that you were shown today. These are pictures. These are still shots of some things that were going on, showing some of them in the hospital. The young lady with the black top and the yellow swim trunks, that's the one that was pepper sprayed in the eyes. She wasn't doing anything but videotaping. You see the cop's hands around the 12-year-old's neck, hands around a 12-year-old's neck. And then she slammed up against the car. 12 years old, resisting arrest. I need you to look on the video. Please help me because I couldn't find it. Please show me on the video where that 12-year-old child is resisting arrest. Please show me that because that's what she's charged with. Please show me. And please show me, look at the video carefully and show me where the young man in the black, he's 15 years old. Please show me where he's assaulting the police officers so severely that this other man that's just up there with no shirt on is allowed to come and start assaulting him. By the way, we want to know who that man is because we want him identified and arrested for assault. We want to know who that man is with no shirt on. We want him identified and arrested for the assault of that 15-year-old kid. Young lady laying in the bed there, that's the same one that was in the yellow trunks. You can see tubes, and there's a tube going into each of her eyes. That's how severe the pepper spray got. And it was a direct spray into her eyes, and she's holding the camera. If it appears that I'm bothered and angry, I am. This bothers me because I do my best to be a respectful person of integrity. I do my best to walk out and bring peace and harmony. Peace and harmony to our community. And when this happens, it hurts me to my heart. But somebody's got to stand for truth. That's all we want is let's be fair. Let's stand for truth. I thank you for being here, and I thank you for your honest, fair, and truthful analysis of this situation. Thank you. Where's the pad at? Okay, somebody should right there. You just put that on. He's going to bring it to my office right now. I'm going to send it out right now. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Tom. Thanks for being here. All right.
One real quick question. So was the not having a father power, was that just not having a son school?
That's it. That's it. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I'll send you in there. I'll send you in there. There's also a left hand. Take care. You see you. All right.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
That's what it said.
I mean,